What up guys, it's Markin. Today's video is going to be my full unbiased review on Titanfall so far. I'm going to go over a lot of the positives and also some negatives. Now for those of you that have followed my channel for a while, you know that the most important thing to me is gameplay in any game. Gameplay, and Titanfall is excellent. The gameplay in Titanfall is amazing. It runs extremely smooth. It's a game that is easy to pick up and play. It's very accessible to everybody. You know, all of the Call of Duty comparisons are coming in, and it's easy to pick up and play just like Call of Duty. However, there is an extremely high learning curve to Titanfall. The skill gap is going to be huge in this game, and that all comes from the movement. Again, I'm not going to get into movement so much in this video because I've gone over it so much on my channel for the past week, but movement really sets this game apart from any other game, and it really makes Titanfall stand out from other shooters. So far, the campaign is extremely negative. It is not well done whatsoever. This is a multiplayer only game, and they wanted to add a campaign to it to kind of round out the whole experience, and it's terrible. They did a really bad job. It's basically normal multiplayer gameplay as you see here, but there's voiceovers that pop up in the corner to try and tell you a story. I couldn't tell you 1 ounce of the story. I've played the campaign and I know nothing as to what's happening. When I'm engulfed in a full multiplayer match, it's hard for me to, you know, separate myself from the match to listen to some campaign. It's just poorly done. Next I want to get to content. Now this game again is set up a lot like Call of Duty with their progression system. You can prestige, it has the same unlocks, it has, you know, all the same level up and things like that. The big difference is COD has more content. It just has more. You know, you have 50 guns in COD. In this game I think you have 7, 8. The only positive thing about that is each gun really has its own purpose. You know, if you're going in close quarters, you want to be highly mobile, you stick with an SMG, you stick with a shotgun. If you want to kind of stay at the back of the map and camp, which isn't really the best for this game, you can take out the 3-round burst, the single shot weapons, the sniper rifles, and you know they have the carbine, the assault rifle that's really the best of both worlds. Now, I'm not a COD fan at all. I don't like the weapon saturation. You know, if you have one assault rifle, it shoots like 90% of the other assault rifles. So I understand why they did not put a lot of weapons in this game, but they kind of dug themselves a hole setting the progression system up exactly like COD. There's no weapon cameras, there's no things like that. And I guess I could say that that's a negative on the content wise because there's just not a whole lot there. I don't care about it personally. I'm fine with the amount of guns that there are. Onto Titans, there are only 3 different Titans as well. In my travels, in my experience, there's not a huge difference between them. You have the standard all-around Titan that you all start out with, then you have a high agility, high speed, but low armor Titan, and then you have a slower moving tank-like Titan that can take more damage. It's really not going to change the way that you play the game in a Titan. There are different nuances to each, but it's not making or breaking your play as a Titan switching between these different chassis. Now, maps, this game did a wonderful job at. It launched with 15 maps. That's excellent. It's a really, you know, it's a widespread variety of maps, and they did a really good job at it. You have other games like Gears Judgment. When Gears released, they gave you 4 maps. 4 multiplayer maps, that's it. And you know, they had Overrun was the other mode that Gears Judgment had, and there was 4 different maps in Overrun. So they were selling you the whole time on the game having 8 maps that it was launching with, and that was not the case. Now Titanfall is completely different. It gives you 15 maps. There's a lot of maps that are wide open. There's a lot of maps that are close quarters. There's some maps that are really strong for infantry play, and there's some maps that are really strong for Titan play. So it does give you a good mix, and the maps are great. Now in terms of game modes in Titanfall, there's not a lot. Again, I don't mind this at all. You know, you have Call of Duty Gears of War that just have tons and tons and tons of different game modes, different playlists that pop up, community playlists, holiday playlists, and there's all these crazy things. And the reason I don't like those is because it kind of separates the community. Having only 5 game modes in Titanfall really forces you to play the game with a lot of other people. It forces the community to be together and to play together. You really have to choose from the game modes that are there. You have CTF, you have regular deathmatch, you know, hardpoint, etc., etc., and there's not a whole lot of difference. So you're always going to be able to find a match. There's always going to be people waiting in a lobby, and you're not going to have your wait time. Overall, my opinions on Titanfall are extremely positive. I really am enjoying the game. The gameplay is excellent, and like I said, that makes or breaks games for me. And the skill cap and the learning curve in this game is going to be huge. So those are my opinions. Definitely worth the purchase. Like I said, the drawbacks, maybe the campaign, which is awful, but if you're buying Titanfall, chances are you're not getting it for the campaign. So those are my opinions, guys. Let me know in the comments, what do you think of Titanfall so far? What are your opinions? Thank you for watching, and stay active.